Our next game sees Netherlands taking on Japan. Now both sides are going to come into this one looking for the win, but I do think that it is going to be quite a tight game. Both sides play really fantastic football and also quite entertaining in my opinion, but I do think that I have a winner picked here, but it's going to be very close. Now let's have a look at the 3 players from each team that I think should be players to watch, and also have a look at the stat. The first player to watch in my opinion is Brighton's Jan-Paul van Hek. He is one of the newer players in the Dutch side, a young centre back, and I do think that he is going to be the future in that centre back position. I think he will probably be alongside Sven Botman at one point when Virgil is gone, and I think that Netherlands are going to be set for the future. But he has been a great player for Brighton, and he is a great player in general, a strong player that you'd want in your defense. He can lead the line, and I think he's going to do a good job for Netherlands at this World Cup. My next pick will be West Ham's Crescencio Somerville, who has played about 2 games for Netherlands if I am correct. He made his debut recently against Algeria, and I do think that he is going to be a massive attacking threat for the Netherlands. He was someone that West Ham really depended on. He could take on some of the big teams. I remember the one game against Manchester United where he gave them an absolute hard time, and I think that the Japanese are going to struggle with him, but not only Japan. I think that he could be someone that gives a hard time to most defenses in this World Cup. And then my final pick will be Donyell Malen. Of course, not a new name to the Netherlands team. He is someone who is pretty much seasoned already, mid-20s, and he's played for many top teams. He was a Dortmund player and eventually ended up at Aston Villa. Things didn't quite work out. He was sent on loan in January, going all the way to the Italian league, and when he was in Serie A, he played for Roma. He bagged about 14 goals in 18 games, and his loan has been made permanent after that. So I do believe that he is going to be quite a massive threat. Finding that kind of goal scoring form again might just have revitalized his career, and I think that he could help Netherlands become more of a threat. Japanese side, I do have to start off with Sion Suzuki, who is a massive player, only 23 years old, currently plies his trade in the Serie A as well for Parma. He was one of the players seen as a prospect back when he was about 17 years old, someone that many clubs were looking at, Manchester United as well, and some other top clubs alongside them, and they were planning on making this kid the next star. But I think he is cementing his place in football history. He's going to be a massive player for Japan. I think that he is going to be one of those players who can be a massive shot stopper, and I think that he's going to be the perfect last line of defense for Japan, not just a normal goalkeeper. Next pick is a wide player, and it's not Takefusa Kubo. I have to give it to this man who always seems to be rather underrated and sometimes just goes under the radar. Ritsu Doan plies his trade in Germany, and he is one of those players that you can really depend on out wide. He's a brilliant right mid, and I think that he is going to be a huge attacking threat for the Japanese players and for their team in general. I think he's going to supply some, and he's also going to get an opportunity to score some, but we'll see how he gets on in the world. And my final pick for the Japanese team is a man who was just brought up after an injury. Shuto Mashino, just brought in a few days ago. I don't think he would be starting for the Japanese side, but he is a player that needs to be looked at. Shuto Mashino, let's be honest, that shooting machine. I think that name alone tells you something about him, and I think that he is going to be a decent threat for the Japanese. Let's see if he can get his name out there and get himself to a bigger club, or just get his name seen as someone who is quite. And now it's time to look at the head-to-head. Netherlands' last 5 games, they've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. Japan's last 5 games have seen them pick up 5 wins, and in head-to-head history, there have been 3 meetings between the two sides. Netherlands have picked up 2 victories, while Japan have not picked up anything, and the other game was a draw. So this would be a massive one for Japan to pick up, but I do think Netherlands are going to come out on. And my final prediction for this game is a very, very close score. I was thinking that it's going to be a 1-goal game. I think that this game is going to be very, very close because of Suzuki being in Japanese polls. So I'm going to call this one a 2-0 victory to the Netherlands.